You need to get rid of this idea that Satan's ugly. If Satan was ugly, no one would follow him. He's the most attractive creature, in a sense, that God created. Because let's read on. Here's the next phrase. This is the real tip-off. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. There's no way the literal king of Tyre would even know where Eden was, let alone be there, right? So this suddenly we begin to realize the focus of this message that God told Ezekiel to deliver isn't the literal king, it's the power behind him. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God, and I want you to notice the description of Eden. It's very different than your Sunday school coloring books. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardius, the topaz, the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle and gold. This is a classic way of describing colored light. To speak in terms of jewels, semi-precious jewels. We find it here, we find it on the brush of the high priest, we find it in the New Jerusalem and so forth. It occurs frequently. We do understand that God is a God of light. We know that angels and also Adam and Eve, before they fell, were clothed with light. This may be nothing more than a rhetorical problem for solving that way. It may be more than that. But notice it goes on. The workmanship of thy tabrets and thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day thou wast created. So this is a guy that's created. He's not an offspring of the king of Tyre. He's not a son. He is a created being. Okay? It's interesting that part of the workmanship in his being created is his musical ability. We've got tabourines and lutes, and there's some dispute exactly what those have in mind. It turns out, I did quite a study of this, and I discovered we have lots of words in the Hebrew that are musical, but no one's quite sure what any of them mean. There's a lot of debate about exactly what instruments and what, you can go through a whole thing chasing that down, and it's not crisp, not tightly defined. But in any case, clearly though, he had, among other things, a musical ability. And there is a rumor that there's a commonly held view that he led worship in heaven. You'll see why in a little bit. And that may be true. It's certainly true that he's still trying. Lead worship, that is. But you picked up on it, okay. But thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. So that narrows it down, because there's only 3 people we know that were in Eden, right? Adam and Eve and this Nachash, the shining one. We'll talk about that when we get to chapter 3 of this. But and he is a created being.